So I was just driving, about to pick up my son from his school, and I was just thinking about that one time that this mother in the faith was going to introduce me to this woman, and this was way before I met my wife. And I wasn't given much information about her and all that, and I was already at that place to where, I had already surrendered my will to God and wanting to do what He wants me to do. I believe I was already working on the first book, sharing the revelation in the book of what I learned from God. And so God had already started speaking to me about, stuff that was going to happen and stuff like that. And He was already showing me about how man's self-worth is is based upon what he does occupation-wise. And if he does not follow the pattern that this world has set for him, success-wise, then he's going to be discounted, and more or less in the dating realm, he's not a good catch, because they have all these negative things that they think is going to happen because this person isn't doing what this world says he has to do. So I just recall, meeting this woman, and I just sharing with her about what God. I was sharing with her about what God did in my life, and what He's taught me and stuff like that. And like so many other times, I could tell that there was no interest whatsoever in the part of this woman, because maybe she has it in her mind of what she thinks is successful. And apparently I was not a good catch. Like, it doesn't say, it doesn't diminish who I am just because she didn't find me interesting. Whatever. So I'm just thinking about that with a lot of people, and how you're going to dismiss somebody on the basis of what they lack according to the world, and you're going to dismiss them altogether. The giftings that God put in them and such, just because they're not walking in the way you think they should walk. And, Jesus didn't fit in the pattern of success. Now, I heard that, according to carpenters in the time of Jesus, that they were wealthy. But, what kind of gets me thinking otherwise is, if Joseph was indeed a carpenter, why did they purchase such a, a low sacrifice instead of getting like a bull to sacrifice? Which tells me that, he didn't have a lot of money. So I think the only things that Jesus had was the incense, the myrrh, and I think it was gold. Who knows what he did with that? Maybe he gave it into his ministry to help those that were in need. So, you want to discount people based on the world's view of success. Jesus is going to fall into that same category, because he didn't have what the rich people of the world said that he, they think he should have. So should you discount this man on account of what he doesn't have? Well, you do that, you're making the mistake of realizing that life only comes from him. Salvation comes under no other name, because there's no other name by which we are saved. And I believe that's Acts 4:12. And, you want to dismiss people and their giftings. You're doing yourself and others a great deal of harm, because they may only have something to offer that no one else does. So you can't do that. You cannot dismiss people because you think that, they don't have what this world says they need to have. God has put giftings in each of us, and it's up to each individual person to recognize those giftings and to see them, and not to dismiss somebody based upon what you think they should have. So, me meeting that woman, it didn't diminish who I was in God. Really, I could have cared less. Find me interesting or whatever, move on. Maybe she found somebody that is still stuck in that view of success, and still caught in that tyranny of thinking. You're slaving away for something that does not last. People are stuck in a dead-end job and they don't find any happiness. They go to bed and then they wake up, go to work the entire day, probably get off at 5, and then they get home, they eat dinner, and then, more or less their day is entirely shot. And I remember following under that same, kind of tyranny, because I was pushed on trying to become successful. So I would wake up in the morning at 6 a.m. just to get to work, I believe, at 7. And I was there all day until 5. I got home and I showered and I laid down in front of the TV and I was out. That was my entire day. It was shot. And it felt like a real struggle each day to wake up and to do the same thing over and over again. And I stated in another video, I can understand, Johnny from, Karate Kid and the Cobra Kai. He said if he would have listened to his parents, he would have been stuck in a dead-end job. But instead, he was doing what he loved. And that's in season 4. He was doing what he loved and to helping kids to find their way, to do their own thing. And, it made him happy. So what's wrong with each individual person finding out exactly what they love to do? So I was just thinking about that tyranny and, a tyranny that a lot of people are living under. And, man, if you really want to find true happiness, enjoy what you love doing. Find what you love doing. What is your creativity? What would you find interesting? What would you love to wake up to do every single day? And if you know what that is, pursue that. Like for me, graphic design, I don't have the best of luck finding people to do graphics for. I don't know when the last time I did it, but I enjoy doing it. I enjoy, letting the creative juices flow. I enjoy coming up with ideas for logos or, business cards or whatever, designing or whatever it is. Even though I can't find an occupation in it, I can always do that for somebody when they need it. So, that's what I would love to enjoy doing. So it's, just thinking about that tyranny that a lot of people are still under, and, that same thinking they need to break free from. So, maybe this, with the whole financial thing and what's happening under the white hats and, how we're apparently going to be backed by the gold standard. And once the deep state is dealt with, maybe people are going to get into that place, of having humanitarian efforts, doing what they love doing. There's going to be a lot of people apparently that have signed up for the med beds and to help people do that. So, what other humanitarian projects can people be a part of? Not stuck in an 8-hour dead-end job, but out there pursuing what they love to do. Because I honestly believe that, being under the tyranny of the wealthy and their, financial laws, I think that's all part of the deep state's plan of taking the eyes off the family and what's really important and placing on something that is not important. So, I just wanted to share that with you. Thank you for taking the time to watch.